are you nerding out about now?
Um, my wife, she checked out a book through Libby app.
Oh, yeah.
Are you familiar with Libby?
That's the
I've used
library
Yeah,
checkout deal. Yeah.
yeah. It's an app where you can connect with you can put your library card information in there, and you can use the library digitally.
Hmm.
So she checked out an audiobook on there called The Prison Healer. Let's see, Prison Healer by Lynette Noni or Noni, Noni. Um, and she listened to it and she's like, "Ooh, I really like this, Joe. I wanna talk to you about it, but I think you should." And so sometimes she'll give me the premise, and I'll be like, "Okay, I'll give it a listen to," or I'll be like, "That doesn't really interest me, but I would love to hear why you loved it," type of
Yeah.
thing. And so this one, she gave me the premise of it, and I'm like, Okay, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try." And she still had we only have the one account because we just have the one library card for the family. And so I was like, okay, just don't check it back in yet, and I'll give it a listen, because when you
Hmm.
check it out, you have 2 weeks with it.
Oh,
Um,
cool. Yeah.
and so I sped through it, and we still ended up checking it back in a few days before it was due, even with both of us finishing it. And yeah, no, it was really good. And we're probably gonna have to wait several months for the next book to become available on the Libby app. But they're both the it's a trilogy, and both the next two books are on there.
Oh, cool.
Which I've run into other ones where only the first book is available, at least in our library. So I've actually started looking to see if there's some major libraries that let you like pay to have access to their stuff. So like,
Yeah.
and I guess there's some of the New York libraries let you pay like 50 or $100 a year to give you access to it. So I need to do more research, but we might consider doing that, because with how much we use the Libby app, having a larger selection will get our money's worth. But anyway,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. This
so
this book it says it's for fans of Sarah J. Maas. Now, my wife reads Sarah J. Maas books, and
yeah,
I've read some of these books, and they can be awfully spicy. Joe, is this a
correct.
spicy book?
No, I
Okay,
don't. I
good.
don't know about the next two books, but the first one now. It not being spicy and it being accessible for a younger audience are two very different things.
Okay, sure.
Um, but it is not spicy. But there are different scenes where adults will be like, "Oh, that's a lot darker when you understand the context." Um,
Okay.
so yeah, um, some of the things that the guards do, not good.
Okay. Yeah, got it. It looks cool
So
though. The cover's really pretty. I'm
yeah,
a fan. Yeah.
so the preface is this girl, um, some royal guards came to half of her family, because the rest of her family fled when they found out about it, or they weren't there and then they fled rather after finding out about it. The came and were arresting her dad because he was supposedly seen with the rebel faction who's trying to overthrow the government. And he's like, "I see a lot of people. I'm in the marketplace.
Hmm.
Just because I'm near them doesn't mean anything." And they weren't hearing anything of it. And so they start to arrest the dad. She's 7 at the time. Her younger brother apparently has a knife and goes to attack the guard that's arresting her dad, and the guard kills him. So her brother's dead, and her dad are sent to this prison where she willingly states that, or like, it's an understanding that it's kind of a um Count of Monte Cristo scenario where
Hmm.
not everyone there is guilty. In fact, a lot of
Yeah.
people are innocent and just guilty by association or things like that. But they're also intermingled with, like actual serial murderers and things like that. So um her dad, though, on the outside was a healer. He did medicine and things like that. And so very early on he was put into the infirmary
Oh.
at the prison. So he became a prison healer. By the time the story begins, though, because a lot of this is seen through flashback, It's actually 10 years later. So she's 17 now. She's been in the prison for 10 years, for a decade. Her dad died to an illness like 9 years previous. So she was like 8 when her dad died. And she is now the prison healer, trying to use whatever knowledge she had gained from her dad along the way. And so there's a lot of politics involved in the inside of the prison. She only gets snippets of news on the outside about what's going on between the rebels and the royals. She wasn't associated with the rebels prior to going to prison, and even in prison she's not hyper associated with them, but she hates the royals because
Oh,
because it was the royal guards that ruined her family, ruined her life. And then it's not it doesn't play a huge role in the day to day, but there is magic in this world as well. But only other than rare anomalies, only the royals have magic.
oh, okay, cool.
So yeah. But yeah, no, it is really good. It's got elements of mystery to it where you're trying to solve a couple of different mysteries that are going along. And yeah, I like I said, I don't recommend it for a younger audience because some of the stuff is heavier. There is several different times where it uses some derogatory language as well, but no f-bombs. But still, there is language. And yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It ended on a cliffhanger, but the series is done. So
Yeah.
the first book ending on a cliffhanger isn't that big of a deal. Either the author was really quick in writing them, or she already had all 3 prepped and ready, at least mostly the first
Yeah.
the first drafts of them, because they came out like the first book and then like 6 months and then 6 months, like they came out real quick, like within the span of 2 years all 3 books had been published.
Oh, wow. Yeah,
So
I feel like people have learned from the Name of the Wind tragedy that is Patrick Rothfuss's books, and they just like don't accept unfinished trilogies anymore.
yeah. So I am excited to see where the story goes. The first book is a heavy opener. And yeah, the cliffhanger right at the end, obviously I'm not going to spoil it,
Mhm.
but it makes you view the rest of the book through a different lens. You're like,
That's
ooh,
awesome.
that scene hits very differently now that the cliffhanger has happened, or and so it
Yeah.
makes you reevaluate everything that happened. And to me, when books do that, it makes the rereadability that much more, because then you can reread it with a fresh new perspective, be like,
Yeah.
oh, the nuance here is very different than when I read it the first time.
Oh, that's cool.
Um,
That's like watching The Sixth Sense twice, like you watch it
yeah.
differently. Yeah.
Or
That's cool.
or one of my favorite anime, Steins Gate. I
Yeah,
enjoy.
Steins Gate too. Same way.
Have you you've watched Steins Gate?
I know about all the gates.
So I've mentioned it a few times on here, but Steins Gate, I went into it completely blind, just on a recommendation. I didn't know at all what it was about.
Mhm.
And the first half of it, I'm like, what even the heck is this anime? But then I trusted the person who recommended it to me. So about episode 11-ish, about halfway through the first season, it a switch flips. You're like, oh my. And then you just can't stop. Like you have
Oh,
to
wow.
binge the rest of it. And so, because I was like, what the heck is going on? My first watch through, I was like, what? And so
Mhm.
I actually enjoyed it more the second time I watched it than I did the first time.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that where you have to watch it once to figure out what they're trying to do, and then the second time you can enjoy yourself.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. And that a lot of the M. Night Shyamalan ones, you can you can watch them twice, but that's about it.
Yeah. Just watch them the 2 times.
Well, I mean, just like you said, Sixth Sense. Watch it twice, and you're good.
You've seen it. Yeah,
'Cause
you're
the
good.
shock factor's gone.
Right.
I mean, I loved the Sixth Sense, but rewatches are extremely boring. To be completely blunt, like the movie in and of itself is all the buildup is what it is. It's the suspense from the buildup.
Yeah.
And
when a movie exists for the twist, it loses its luster because you've seen it. Saw's the same way. Saw was a movie that left my jaw on the floor at the end, but now I know, that once you know, and it's like I don't need to watch it again. Like I don't enjoy watching people get tortured for funsies.
I've seen the first Saw, but isn't there like 4 or 5 of them?
There's like 7. I only saw the first one. I never watched any of them after that. But the first one, honest to goodness, like mouth dropped open at the end, and I was like, "What just happened?"
Yeah.
It was great. But no, I don't need to watch them just to see how they can invent new ways to hurt people. That wasn't why I watched the first one.
No, it was the mystery behind it. Like,
the mystery was what pulled me in.
What's going on?
Yeah, why are they here?